I ended up the last video with the sculpture having the pants complete. I added a little bit more in between that video and this one. So now we have very clear pants sitting on the character. It's time to move upward in the model. So the next part I'm going to concentrate on is the shoulders and the torso, and I'm going to put her shirt onto her. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to need something for the hair to rest on. So it makes sense to do the middle of the model. I've built up the chest area a bit more. So it's definitely ready for the next stage. I am at the end of this bag. I was using this Johnson's baby wool, and I had this. This is actually like a medical grade cotton, I believe. It's in big sheets. But I'm thinking I'm going to hang on to this for larger sculptures because it comes in like a nice big roll. And I'm going to try this that I found. It's a local brand. And again, this is just cotton wool for medical use for cleaning. You can find it at any pharmacy or big box store that you might have near you. And you can see whatever brands are available and which ones you prefer. So anyway, I am ready to get to work. Shouldn't take me long to put the shirt on, give it about a day to dry, and then I can concentrate on the last parts of the sculpture, which are the hair. And I'd forgotten to add the butterfly wings, so I need to do that before I do the hair, and then I can move to the painting. So maybe about 2 or 3 more steps, this sculpture will be ready to paint. Anyway, it's time to start adding the cotton, so let's get to work. So I ended up not recording the entire process. We lost electricity, and my camera is connected by Wi-Fi to my PC, which means that if I don't have power, I don't have the Wi-Fi signal, and it makes it difficult to record. Anyway, I probably could record in my cell phone, but that's just one more thing to deal with, and I just wanted to enjoy the process as well. So the shirt is done. I wanted to demonstrate a little bit with the cotton some of what I was doing. So in the video, you probably saw me wetting the cotton on the table and folding it. This gives the sharper edge right here along the lines. You're like folding it and creating these sharper, deeper edges there in the shirt. It's a really simplistic way of doing that. It gives me the ability to control the cotton a little bit more. And I made like this fold in the shirt, and I made the wrinkles right here a little more purposeful because I didn't want her shirt to just be neat and tidy. So I was just going to add a little bit of embellishment here by putting a band of cotton around the top of the shirt. And I can show you that again, what I mean with wetting and folding the cotton. So you're just going to take a small bit of the cotton that you want to use. You don't want the full size band at a time because we want a little bit of control. You're going to wet it. You might need to wet your brush a little bit. Smush it in and get it soft. And there we go. We just wet the cotton. And then you can gently fold it. And you'll see that that creates, when you press it down, a nice creased band. So when I put this on the shirt here, I'm going to put this on the middle because I want to think about where the seam or the join is going to be. And let's see, I can kind of just put that up into the shirt line here and smooth that on. Now when I take the next piece, I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe not as large, just kind of smooth it. And I'll fold it. It's about the same size. And then I'm going to just kind of blend that right there into that seam. And if I need to sharpen the line, I can wet a smaller, sharper brush and just run it kind of into the bottom part here and just slightly lift up or indent underneath there. And that's going to create that sharper line where you get some of the shadowing in there. I can also press into the cotton, just kind of help it create the effect that it's a folded piece of fabric. And you'll see like right here where the join is, it's not obvious now because I've smoothed it out. So by doing this in the layers like this, it kind of helps it stick to the sculpture a little bit better. Let's do another little piece till we go all the way around the side. And I'm debating if I want to put like a gem on top of it. Neither issue I have. I keep getting cat hair. My cats are shedding again, and their hair keeps getting into the cotton, which technically would be hidden, you know, when I'm painting it, but not something I want. Now you can see the table does get a little bit wet at times. You can kind of squeeze the wetness out, but you don't want to be doing this probably on a surface you care about. I mean, it'll wipe up, but I still try to be mindful of that. So I'm just going to keep pushing this on and folding it around. Just kind of lay down this piece and smooth in that piece right there where the join is, so it's not immediately obvious that's where the join is. Again, painting it will help cover it a little bit. You can see how well her arm's kind of in the way. I'm just kind of, again, running this underneath. You can use your fingers as well. You can use the tip of the brush here. So I just kind of want a little bit of a folded edge. So I think that'll give a nice effect, having like a detailed shirt there. I need a tiny bit of the band on the back. I also played with the idea of just tying on a piece of ribbon to this, but I decided to do it this way. This might be a little too wet. Just kind of roll it and we'll squeeze it out right here. There we go. I think that piece is sort of the right size, but not quite. So let's do a different one. Let's get a little more cotton. There we go. The other piece was too wet and too small, so when I worked it, it wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. There we go. That's a little bit better. And you can do this, you know, with any size piece. Play around with the different pieces as you're sculpting them in. There we go. And that joins right here on the band there. So let's move that in a little bit. Play with the band right here. Make it seem, you know, again, like it's an actual shirt with the folds of fabric. This is sort of like a belted piece in her shirt. I'll see again, stand back and look at it. Oops, I moved it. If I don't like it, this is the phase at which I can take it off. I think that sort of does what I want it to do. This piece is moved a little bit. Because once this dries, it will be hard to take it back off. So if I don't like it, now is the time where I need to remove it. Let's see what I think. I don't know about that. I might go back to my original idea of where I would just tie some ribbon on it if I want to do something like that. I was thinking of putting like a gem or something off-centered. I can also play with this here, where I bring this up into the shirt. Let's see if the placement looks a little better this way. But you know what? I don't like it. I'm going to take it off. But that does give you an idea of how this can work. So we'll just smooth out anything I pressed there with the lines. Because once you wet it a little bit, it will reactivate some of those upper layers of cotton. So I've had some of the line in there from the belt. So I like the shirt the way that it is here. With that, I might add some, like a gem as an embellishment, or maybe put a necklace on her with some beads when this is done. The next thing I have to do is work on the hair, but first I have to put the wings on. So I'm kind of working, if you've been watching the videos, I'm going like up and down the figure. You know, you start with the overall piece and then you go down to the bottom, then back up to the top, and then back down again, just adding layers and thinking about how each part of the figure sits on the sculpture. So I will come back in another video where I do the wings and the pieces for the pot, and then there will be another video for the hair. So I think there's going to be 2 more videos before I paint. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to see how the figure transforms, and I will see you in the next video.